What's up my people, my name is Spicy and today I have 4 stories coming out of the subreddit IDontWorkHereLady. Leave a fire emoji in the comments and like this video if you are having fun. Congratulations Kim for the comment of the day. I don't work here, that doesn't make me a bad person. I said bad person not because it is a synonym to the R word, but because this is what the person meant. So for a little bit of context, I am really anal retentive about certain things. One of these happens to be the organization of books. I shop quite often at second-hand stores, Value Village and the like, and it always frustrates me a little how disorganized the bookshelves are. Now don't get me wrong, I understand that the employees do not have time to organize them and I don't expect them to be organized, but I personally find it very frustrating to see them. Because of this, if I have spare time, I will sometimes go to a second-hand store and organize 1 or 2 of the bookshelves, alphabetically by author's last name. I know it makes me the biggest nerd in existence, but it gives me a sense of satisfaction, and I am not hurting anybody. Now, I 100% understand that when I do this, I look like an employee. The store I go to most often, a Saint Vincent de Paul's, doesn't have any uniforms, so there's nothing to distinguish me from employees. When people approach me and ask me help, I will either direct them if it is something simple like where the shoes are, or I will let them know that I don't actually work there. I just like organizing books. I sometimes earn some strange looks, but people are usually pretty good about it. But of course, there always has to be that one person. Anyways, so a few months ago, I was in the shop organizing like I usually do. I had my headphones on and had my music turned up, which is why I did not notice the middle-aged woman talking at my back at first. In fact, I only noticed her when she tapped on my shoulder pretty hard. I took my headphones off and turned around. M is me and L is the lady. Sorry, did you want to look at the bookshelf? No, though I do think it is incredibly rude and unprofessional that you had your headphones on. Oh, I don't actually work here. I just like organizing bookshelves. I know it's a bit odd, but I enjoy it. At this point, the lady rolled her eyes so far back into her head that I was pretty sure she was trying to examine her brain. Whatever, I just need you to check the bag for these in a size 9. She held out a pair of heeled shoes. Like I said, ma'am, I don't work here, and even if I did, this is a second-hand store. Everything here is a donation. They don't carry multiple sizes. Her voice getting progressively louder. Look, it's fairly obvious that you work here, and I want you to know that you can't pull BS like that with me. I know that you have stocks back there, so I need you to go find these in a size 9. Look ma'am, I'm really sorry, but I neither work here, nor does this store carry shoes in multiple sizes. Now, I was trying not to cause a scene since this store is nice enough to ignore me while I spend a couple of hours at a time organizing their shelves and not buying anything. I don't want to give them any reason to not want me in the store. But this woman's voice was loud enough to attract the attention of one of the actual employees. Hi, can I help you ladies with anything? Actually, yes you can. You can find me a manager and tell them to fire this girl. She had headphones in while she was working and has been incredibly rude to me. She is refusing to help me and keeps telling me she does not work here. Her voice is now attracting bats and causing dogs to whimper. I'm sorry ma'am, but she does not work here. She likes to come in and organize the bookshelves, but I can help you if you would like. What do you need? Don't you start that with me. She works here. Who in the bloody hell organizes books? Is she stupid? Again, stupid is not a synonym. And at that, the employee's previously mildly bewildered face turned to stone. Ma'am, I would request that you refrain from using language like that. Why? Either she works here or is just a lazy girl, or she actually just stands here organizing bookshelves and is therefore some kind of stupid. So which is it? Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store. We cannot support the use of that kind of language. The employee ended up needing to get the manager, a large man, to escort the lady out since she was refusing to leave. I actually ended up talking a bit with the employee afterwards, and we had a good laugh at the fact that this woman was trying to get a size change in a donation-based charity store. I still go back there on a regular basis, and thankfully I've not seen the lady again. I honestly can't believe that people like her exist in real life and not just on the internet. You may not hear this very often, but I think the fact that you volunteer to organize bookshelves in your spare time is very cool. For the second story we have, just because I help an old lady does not mean I work here. I was at Kohl's with my mom and she asked me to get a 10-liter water while she picked up some other stuff. In the water aisle was an old lady looking for a worker and trying to lift a 10-liter herself. I decided to pick it up for her and put it in her cart, for which she thanked me. I pick up a 10-liter water and start to walk away when a guy stops me and asks me to fetch him an item I can't remember, but it was on the other side of the store. I say sorry, but that's the other side of the store and try to move on, but he stops me and says, "Hey, don't try to slack off on your job. Now, get me the item." I tell him I don't work here, but he says that he saw me help that old lady. I tell him that I helped her because she was having trouble. Then he asks me to get it because he's having trouble. I tell him that he looks capable enough to walk and he's not old so he can do it himself. And I walked away as he yelled, "Hey, hey, hey," at me over and over again. I mean, is it too hard to walk there yourself? Apparently it looked like it does. I don't understand these customers just asking to go fetch them something. I never saw that before and I never did it myself. Normally when I ask where an item is, either the employee would tell me, "Oh, it is in that aisle," or they will get me to it, but they will never fetch it for me. Now let's dive into Karen at Walmart. So this short encounter happened to me last summer after work in a Walmart in Murrysville, PA, 2 minutes from where I was working at the time. You know the cast. EM, the entitled mom, and me is me. So I am browsing the women's section looking for a nice top to wear to my brother's high school graduation back home in CT. My job's uniform is beige scrub bottoms and a dark blue scrub top that reads the nursing home name on it. Enter the entitled mother behind me. You know, you should take more pride in cleaning up your section of the store. There are little boys' clothes just laying here. Me turning around. "Hi, sorry ma'am, but I don't work here." Then I point to the nursing home logo on my shirt. "Well, you're wearing the store's uniform." "I work at the local nursing home. See? The name is right here on my shirt." Then I point to the shirt logo again. "Where's your manager? I need to speak to them about your behavior and lazy work ethic." "Sorry, I don't work here." Then I turned back to clothing rack I was browsing. The entitled mother huffs away. As I am walking to the checkout, I see her talking to what looks like a manager. Then she sees me and points at me. At this point, I just want to go home, so I don't bother to engage. I buy my shirt and head towards the exit, but I turn back one last time to see the entitled mother visibly annoyed with another worker at checkout. Poor Walmart employees. They can never catch a break from these Karens. I am at the point where I will never go to Walmart while wearing blue, and I keep an eye out for fellow customers who are, just in case they are accosted by an idiot. But as we have seen before, this will not stop a Karen. Even if you are wearing red in Walmart, well, you might be approached. Like, if you want to get a Karen story, just wear blue and go to Walmart. Or just go to Walmart, it's pretty much the same. Parent of kid I work with mistook me for hospital staff in the wrong hospital building. So when this happened, I was volunteer, tutor or mentor for my local school district and work mostly with kids that has social problems, were vastly behind their peers and or learning disabilities. I work with them on math for the most part, but I also led group games outside to get kids to be active while outside, as well as I had a small group of kids I tutored for almost an hour and a half after school. My mom, on the other hand, was a receptionist at the hospital's long stay. You know, people who needed a week or two to recover from surgery or something, and would be leaving soon. She had just gotten married to a man in the Coast Guard and would be moving across the country when he was restationed in a week. Well, before she moved, I had to return my key to her house, and since she worked afternoons and evenings, it was easier to take it to her at work. So I did, and got to her usual desk and found out from the second receptionist that she'd gone to have a talk with her supervisor. The second receptionist was pretty nice and let me sit in my mom's chair, and when her break came, my mom still was not back. She told me that no one was supposed to be coming in to check into long stay in the 5 minutes it will take for her to use the bathroom, and said that if anyone called, to just answer and tell them, "You have reached short stay, please hold." So of course I said sure and let her go. A lady came up just after she left. She just wanted to visit her husband in one room, and since she knew the number, I was able to get up to point her down the hall to where her husband will be. So I go sit back down. When the lady comes up to me, she had a total Karen look, was looking at her phone, wearing a pantsuit, and had her son with her. He was a good kid, didn't have any problems, but was very behind in math, like by years, and in the 6 months I'd be working with him, I'd gotten him from a 2nd grade math level to a 3rd grade math level. He also participated in my playground activities, and he was part of my after school group. So the Karen came up with her kid, and without looking up, she says she wants to check her son in for his checkup. I look at the kid, then looks at his mom. I was trying to be polite, but pediatric checkups were done in a different building, almost a block away. "Sorry, I think you've made a mistake." "No, today is his appointment. Now check him in." "I can't. You are in the wrong building and I can't be in the wrong building. This is the hospital. So check him in." So I work with kids. I work with her kids. I've been yelled at, hit, kicked, and bit. I stayed calm and waited for her to stop shouting. Her son was clearly embarrassed, and I didn't want to embarrass him further. Better make it something we can laugh about later. "Mom, she's..." "Be quiet, sweetie. Mommy is dealing with the rude receptionist." She turns to me. "Now check my son in. I'm busy, and if you waste my time, I'm going to call your supervisor and have you fired." Since I did not work there and my mom was leaving, I was not worried, so as calmly as I could, I stood up and I was still wearing my district ID badge, the clothes I had been wearing when she'd picked up her son up from my after-school group, and clearly not wearing scrubs like all other staff in the hospital. She still did not realize I was not an employee, so I just turned to her son. "Hey kiddo, you're supposed to have a checkup today?" Kid, embarrassed. "Yeah, Mom." "Don't talk to him, I'm talking to you." And it was then that my mom got back, along with her supervisor. My mom gave me a look, clearly confused, and the supervisor went to talk to the Karen. I gave the key back to my mom, and after the Karen finished yelling at the supervisor, security was called to escort her out. With my job done, I went to leave and ended walking out with them. On the way out, her son told her that was the nice teacher that teaches math and does the fun games. The Karen was still pissed, clearly did not believe me, but the security guard and I were able to explain that child clinic was across the street. I ended up walking them to the door. The next day, she picked up her kid again and still did not recognize me. I had known for a while that she probably was not much paying attention to her son, but after this, I just felt kinda sorry for her. Her son was such a sweet kid. He deserved better. Check out my playlist right here for IDontWorkHereLady videos. If you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching this episode of IDontWorkHereLady. See ya!